Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily television news, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show with over 10 million views on the only daily live queer news show in the world.
We are proud to have more than 1,000 new subscribers in November, and that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida.
Over 500,000 of you have watched this show in the last 60 days. We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in our community.
It is Monday, December 16th. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ plus evening news show.
Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed specifically for the LGBTQ community.
Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience. Our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
That's right. And let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor Buddy Fry. Is it Fry or Frey?
Fry.
It has always been Fry, right? Like,
My
you know,
whole
that's
life.
my favorite food is fried food.
My whole life.
Awful. It's awful. Anyway, so Buddy is a longtime South Florida resident. He supports many of our local nonprofit organizations like Stonewall National Library Museum. Welcome back, Buddy. How are you? How's your holidays, Poppy?
My holidays are busy, lots of adulting and lots of responsibilities, but we're going to have fun.
Yes. I'm so happy to have you at the table. Thank you for
you,
joining
sweetheart.
us today, Buddy.
It's always a pleasure.
Let's welcome my friend and anchor, Jeff Oliverio. Jeff is a founder and president of the Hollywood LGBTQ Plus Council. Jeff, the 4th annual My Hollywood Pride Street Festival is back and it's coming with a vengeance, baby. I hear that you've got some secret late-breaking news for us about this year's theme. Keep it 100?
Yeah, so not only do I have some late-breaking news, but I have a special announcement tonight for our Queer News audience and for everyone out there in South Florida. We are announcing a venue change for My Hollywood Pride. We are moving to the illustrious Arts Park at Young Circle, which is a historic location. It was built with the city 100 years ago, we will be the lead event this year for the Hollywood Centennial Celebration. So there'll be a year-long celebration. Hollywood Pride is very proud not just to be the first Pride in the world, but to be the first celebration of the Hollywood Centennial. And now we're going to do it in Historic Arts Park.
I love that. With your perfect score in Hollywood. How perfect is that?
And our perfect 100 score came back from the HRC Municipal Equality Index. So there's hundreds all around, not tens.
I love it. Okay, so listen, My Hollywood Pride just gets better and better every single year. And I know one of the hosts. She is a crazy ass 6-foot-tall Amazon girl.
Yes, we're happy to have FayWhat joining us again as our host. Fabulous FayWhat, and joined by her co-host Craig Stevens.
Yes.
And a lot of great entertainment. A lot of our community organizations will be there. We have a brunch event, we have a networking event, we have a comedy show on Saturday night. So get all the details at myhollywoodpride.com.
Yes, Queer News Tonight will be there, and we look forward to seeing you all at the 4th annual My Hollywood Pride Street Festival on January 26th. Let's welcome my brother from another mother. He is also an anchor here at Queer News Tonight, Mark Pettitt. He's a former Mr. Sawmill leather sir and runs linksbyluke.com, the chainmail harness and pride accessory shop. So Mark, Florida's largest LGBTQ New Year celebration week is going to be starting at Sawmill from December 27th through January 1st with a $10,000 money cannon?
You
What?
have never seen something so hilarious and fun as 1,000 gay people chasing around $5, $10, and $20 bills at Sawmill. Like, people walk away with real money. And I'll tell you, if you are looking for a great place to come and enjoy New Year's, somewhere that you don't have to drive or worry about any of that, be surrounded by your community and people, I'll be there. My husband Luke will be there. We'll have the whole Links by Luke shop set up there. This is the Dragon Slayer, by the way. You can probably see how that got its name.
Yeah,
so definitely check out FloridaGayCamping.com and maybe come out and see us.
I love that. What a wonderful way to start the new year, to celebrate New Year's Eve and the whole entire time. So there's going to be events and parties and vendors and all kinds of stuff.
Everything.
And $10,000 being shot at you.
Mm-hmm.
And a clothing optional pool. Just saying. It has its fringe benefits.
Queer News Tonight will be there, and we look forward to seeing you all at the New Year's celebration week at Sawmill from December 27th through January 1st. Let's welcome anchor Larry Farver. He has over 20 years of experience in HR and human resources, acting, film, radio, TV, live events, parade, float design, production, and casting. He does it all. Larry, so Thirsties on the Drive and Marriott's Mary's Productions present Jingle Bells Brunch at Fort Lauderdale Fitness on December 22nd. The event is going to benefit Suitcases of Love, which is an incredible organization. Tell me what's happening.
Yes, it's going to be an exciting night, and we will be celebrating with you as our host and birthday girl, FayWhat.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. We'll have some key entertainers that you may know of: Amy Drymouth, Pam Demick, and also Bonnie Builder.
Woohoo, Bonnie!
Oh, Bonnie!
Yes!
So we're excited. Dana Davis will be there from Marriott's Mary Productions, as well as myself. We're excited because it's benefiting the at-risk LGBT youth, primarily in Medellin, Colombia, but also here. They've had other fundraisers, but this one should really be a bang out event. So we hope that you all can attend, invite your friends. It should be great. It's right off of Oakland Park Boulevard, not far from Wilton. So please join us. There'll be food served, and it's going to be a great night.
Yeah, okay, and help me celebrate my birthday. So come on out December 22nd, okay? And I have 2 words for you: unlimited mimosas.
Yes, and I do want to mention, though, too, you can squeeze it in between your holiday events, so it's 3 to 5.
Perfect.
Good timing.
Queer News Tonight will be there, and we look forward to seeing you all at Jingle Bells Brunch on December 22nd.
And of course, let's welcome the lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary event host, television and radio personality, and the host of Hotspots Happening Out's The FayWhat Show. Faye, will you hold this against me? Women in Power art exhibition is on December 21st. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, so join us for an evening that celebrates and showcases 33 artworks that capture and celebrate the strength, resilience, and beauty of women. Whether through painting, sculpture, photography, or mixed media, Space Untitled is creating an experience that honors and amplifies women's voices. This is a free event, so RSVP today on Facebook, and if you have it in your heart, consider donating, okay? Donating for a free art residency programs that they offer, workshop to underprivileged artists, okay? So with your donation, you will receive a gift bag with a choice of an untitled mug or an untitled cooler water bottle. All donations help the underprivileged LGBTQIA artists, okay? And I am going to be pictured in some of the photography and art, all right? I can't tell you more except that right there, I'm in front of Oprah Winfrey. Look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that, right? See you all at Space Untitled Art Gallery, 2422 North Dixie Highway in Wilton Manors. The red carpet starts at 6 p.m. See you this Saturday, December 21st, Space Untitled Art Gallery. Now, let's dive into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up breaking news. Out Foreign Policy Advisor Richard Grenell appointed by Trump as Special Missions Envoy. President-elect Donald Trump announced this weekend that he has selected longtime foreign policy advisor Richard Grenell to serve as an envoy for special missions. The position will help the administration to deal with the most difficult foreign policy challenges. A controversial figure for the LGBTQ plus community, Grenell served as ambassador to Germany during Trump's first administration, presidential envoy for Serbia and Kosovo peace negotiations, and was acting director of national intelligence. This is the second major role announced for an LGBTQ member by the new Trump administration. Trump announced his selection on his social media platform Truth Social, saying, quote, "Rick will work in some of the hottest spots around the world, including Venezuela and South and North Korea," end quote. You know, it's funny, me and Jeff were talking before the show, and he's like, it sounds like he's like stating like a Urge winter party kind of thing, you know? He's going to be at the hottest spots like Venezuela and Kosovo, you know, I mean, it's you can't even be happy that he's LGBTQ. Right? Because, I mean, he really doesn't represent us as LGBTQ. Thus far, all of Trump's appointees have been very scary. You know, so, and he's no different. He sat in the room when Trump met Ukrainian President Zelensky for the first time, and he also had advised against expanding NATO. These things already give me a bad feeling in my mouth that, another scary person that's been appointed by our soon-to-be President Trump.
Yeah, I just think it just tells the story that privilege doesn't stop just because you're LGBTQ. Again, the two people that he has appointed are two white men in the administration that have a lot of money and a lot of privilege. So it's not shocking. I mean, yes, they are LGBTQ, meaning that they obviously identify as part of our community, but they don't see that our community is being marginalized by this administration and want to serve in it. So, yeah, thanks.
And even worse, it sounds like he has an isolationist view of the world. Yes. So he's going to do more damage than good to the United States rather than anything else.
Now, didn't he, though, while he was serving as ambassador to Germany during the last Trump term, he spearheaded a whole campaign, I thought, to decriminalize homosexuality around the world. But, I mean, maybe that's too little given the role that he was in. But, I mean, it's at least one piece of good work.
Well, he was actually a contender for Secretary of State, but then Marco Rubio was put in there, right? Which leads me to believe that, like, Trump just has a list of all his friends, right? And he's just like, where am I going to put it? You know, where am I going to put this person? I'm waiting for the Mr. Pillow guy to be appointed to something.
Like Lindell.
No, don't laugh.
No, I hate
reality.
But it's a nervous laugh, Jeff. It's not that I'm laughing because it's funny. It's because I'm freaking nervous.
He's in charge of elections or election integrity or something.
No, that'll be Rudy Giuliani.
Or linens for the White House.
Yeah.
Yes, hospitality.
Hospitality.
Right? Something like that. Well, we will
be selling his pillows.
And he'll be selling his pillows. Right? Yeah. We will definitely have more on this story here at Queer News Tonight. Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up lesbian culture. Billboard Music Awards honors lesbian icon Chappell Roan, 2024 Newcomer of the Year. The 2024 Billboard Music Awards spotlighted LGBTQ talent, honoring lesbian icon Chappell Roan with the prestigious Top New Artist Award. This marked a milestone for Roan, a first-time nominee and winner. Though absent from the ceremony, she expressed her gratitude in a heartfelt pre-taped speech. She said, quote, "Thank you, Billboard, for naming me your top new artist of 2024. This is so awesome. You've really been so supportive and put not just one song, but multiple songs on the Billboard charts," end quote. It's a moment of celebration for queer fans who see themselves reflected in her rising success. I love Chappell Roan. She is just adorable. I'm not a huge, lesbian music fanatic, right? Like, you know, Lilith Fair, all that stuff I'm not that kind of lesbian, right? You know, come to my window. None of that stuff is Faye, right? But Chappell Roan can get it. And she's just fun and she's new and innovative. And it feels like she just came out of nowhere and like took everyone by storm.
Well, I think she's a lot more pop oriented. So she has taken off like fire. And she's been very smart in where she shows up. She's been at Miami Beach Pride, Tampa's annual Pride as well. So she shows up in Florida, which I think is a great kind of launching point for a lot of artists.
Yeah, no, I really like her. I think that it was a really deserving award, and I can't wait to see more of her personally. You know?
Well, I think it's interesting because she also became famous not really because she was a lesbian, and I think there was a period where she didn't like immediately identify, which again is kind of the generation that she is from. Is not the first thing you have to do is identify what your sexually is.
Yeah.
It's that you're an artist first, and I think that's really refreshing. And then she got backlash against it, which is like our community saying like, we want you to support us, but we don't want you to do it the way we want you to do it.
We want you to
and
do it.
you know, I give her props for being a trailblazer and what she's doing, and it is unique.
Yeah.
In the music industry.
Yeah, I remember pre-election, right? When we we just wanted her to say that she's for Kamala, right? We just, come on, just say it. And the reality is that, like, folks these days aren't so out and about their political views, but it's so important to be. So we so wanted her to be. She finally did come out and support Kamala Harris, and as she should, and she did say, like, I don't want to be a political figure. I want to do my music. And her music is, like you said, very poppy, very fun. Like, you feel like you've heard the songs before, kind of deal. Like, that Pony song is everything.
I listened to HOTT to Hot to Go for an entire day. It was just the only thing that I listened to. She really writes beautifully about, I think, like desire and that kind of longing to be accepted in a romantic and in kind of a social way.
Yeah.
And she's phenomenal. I just see very big things for her.
Yeah. I think that her and Billie Eilish should go have sex. Just saying.
On camera?
I'm just saying. No, I mean, I didn't say it. Anyway. That is a big LGBTQ story for today, and there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Buddy Fry, and let's queer up gay culture. Grindr unveils LGBTQ's 2024 entertainment favorites with Queer News' Tonight. Gay and entertainment go hand in hand, and Grindr has the receipts to prove it. With nearly 14 million monthly users worldwide, the LGBTQ social app partners with Queer News Tonight to reveal what the queer community loved most in 2024. While not a scientific study, Grindr's data offers a vivid snapshot of queer preferences in movies, TV, music, books, and more. Movies loved the most by gays were Deadpool and Wolverine, with Inside Out 2 and Challengers close behind. On the small screen on top of hate-watch toxic TV situationship was Emily in Paris, while the gripping Baby Reindeer earned top TV show honors. In music, Charlie XCX's Brat won the Album of the Year, while Chappell Roan's Good Luck, Babe snagged Song of the Year. Charlie also earned Mother of the Year and dominated the Tour of the Year category alongside Troye Sivan. In podcasts, Trixie and Katya's The Bald and the Beautiful won Queer Hearts. Meanwhile, the best read of the year was Bleach Blonde Bad Built Butch Body. I dare you to say that 3 times. From blockbuster hits to beloved allies like Pedro Pascal and Jamie Lee Curtis, Grindr captured who we were and what we celebrated in 2024. That's a lot.
Did you watch any of those things? Or any of those things jump out at you?
I saw a few episodes.
Of what?
I saw Baby Reindeer.
Yeah, I'm still affected by that. I'm
still
affected by that.
I saw 2 episodes and went, yeah, it kind of messed with me a little.
It really was the year of the brat. I mean, that was a phrase that was going around that it would be that. But with the music, the concert, did any of y'all go to that concert?
To which one?
The Charlie XCX and Troye Sivan concert?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I love Troye Sivan.
It was phenomenal, and it brought together really such interesting communities, because you had middle-aged gay men with
twinks. Twinks. I love it.
with really just everyday younger people coming together. It was a really kind of unifying experience. I'm not surprised that it's up there on the charts.
Right, and it's incredible how Grindr is the expert on all this, right? Of all apps.
I question that, but I think what's important is that it's showing the inclusivity of the community and the talent of the community. And I think for the first time in 100 years of all of this media and all of these choices of books and everything else, the gay community isn't just the stereotypic, I didn't go to prom and I got a crush on my gym teacher.
I'm in the closet.
I'm in the closet.
Yeah.
Mom and dad don't like me anymore. I mean, suddenly we have three-dimensionality,
And we have a voice.
and we have a voice, and we're on all levels of
Yeah.
the plots.
Yeah.
It's not just
You're
the
absolutely right.
18-year-old twink who has nothing to do.
Did anybody see Emily in Paris? Like, that was super popular with a lot of my gay boys. Like, a lot.
But is that on the hate watch list?
Yeah.
It was
So
on
what
Netflix.
what does that mean? Like,
Well,
are
the
there
morning show is
characters?
on there, which I hate watch that,
Ugh.
even though, so exactly what it is.
Okay.
You have that feeling when you're watching it.
Okay,
Yeah.
very
Yes.
good.
Okay, like,
Or
you
like
hate
the
to
new-
watch it, but
or
you have to
just
watch
like
it.
that, you have that same hate.
Yeah, like you
for
still
that.
watch it and you're
Of course.
mad about all our representation
All of
in
it
it.
I want to see.
I hate Che, but I still watch it.
Yes.
So
I mean, I think the most shocking is that Wicked is not on this, but I may have been a little too early for their Grindr survey.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think obviously
It'll be
that
on
is-
next year's.
Yeah.
everybody at the table see Wicked?
Not yet.
Not yet.
What? So then why would you bring it up?
Well, I know
Jeff?
everyone is. I'm the
Jeff
only.
is like, well, Wicked.
I'm
you
the
know?
only,
They didn't
I'm the
get
only
that.
person that hasn't seen it like 5 times. I feel like.
Yeah, I've
I'm
already
waiting
seen
till
it
Christmas
3.
week.
I've already literally seen
I
it 3
usually go to
times.
something during Christmas week,
Well-
so I'm saving.
Well, and
it.
Christmas Day is the perfect day for that, okay? To do that. Like, after you're full, like, for us Latinos, we do Noche Buena. And then the 25th, everybody's hungover, everybody's trying to get over everything that they ate, they go see a nice movie, blah, blah, blah. I am going to a Wicked sing-along Christmas Day.
Oh, you are.
Great.
Anybody want to join me? I'm just saying, it's going to be
Yeah.
a lot of fun. So I loved a lot of these things that they were mentioning. Pedro Pascal is one of my favorite people, like in life. Anything that he does, I want to watch. I went to Gladiator. What is that? Gladiator 3, 2, whatever the hell it was. All right. 12 years after the old one, and I never saw the old one. Okay. I just went for Pedro. And I can't spoil it. But there was a moment there that I was going to walk out because I'm like, I'm done with this movie. You know what I mean? Like, my favorite character is no longer. Oh, yeah, I just spoiled it for you. I'm just saying. Like, just saying. Anyway,
I guess they
there's a-
survived.
he dies.
There's a 20-minute short film that I can't think of the title right now because I'm on the
The
spot.
lesbian one.
No, it's with Pedro and Ethan Hawke.
Yes, where they're cowboys. They're
Yes,
gay
yes,
cowboys.
yes.
That was so
20
good.
minutes. I started going, I don't get this. He had his ass show, and I'm like, I get this.
I get it. It makes
understand.
perfect sense to me.
It's like one of those clips. Watch till the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah. Don't miss the butt shot at the end. Yes.
But
And
it's a 24-minute clip that I'm like, I need another hour and a half because there's a lot of holes in this story that I want to see the two of them young and in love, and I want to see everything.
Yes.
24 minutes, and like, I need more.
Yeah, lots of holes.
Yeah,
yes,
lots
I
of
wish I
holes.
knew the name of that, but it's really good.
good. It's good because it makes you think. It's not like you're like, well, what the hell happened?
It just yeah.
I want more to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Jamie Lee Curtis
Yes.
mentioned too. I mean, I'm a big fan of hers. I always have been. But even the support that she's shown to her trans daughter.
Yeah.
So she's amazing. And
100%.
in general.
100%.
Yeah.
Elon Musk should take, some pages out of her
Yes.
role book,
Yes.
as much as she has stood up for our community, especially with her daughter, by her side has
Yes.
been such a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
So
So
I'd love to see Jamie Lee and Elon Musk in a ring. Jamie Lee would wipe the floor with Elon Musk. So
Yeah.
I think she's ready to do it too.
oh my God, listen.
She beat Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Celebrity death
That's
match.
not much.
well, that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Jeff Oliverio, and let's queer up politics. Scott Galvin, Florida's longest-serving LGBTQ elected official, retires after 25 years. This week marked the end of an era as North Miami City Commissioner Scott Galvin retired. Galvin has served since 1999 and for more than 25 years. He was the longest-serving LGBTQ elected official in Florida's history. His final act was attending his 620th consecutive city council meeting. Yes, you heard that right. Scott Galvin never missed a city commission meeting in more than 25 years. He is well known as the executive director of Safe Schools South Florida. In 2022, he was central to the response of students, parents, and educators against Governor DeSantis' Don't Say Gay legislation. He was directly involved in the protests at Walt Disney World gates over their lack of support for LGBTQ youth. Social justice activists give much credit to the national and international headlines the protests created and helped push Disney to take on the governor. In 2022, the city of North Miami celebrated their longtime commissioner by naming a major building, the Scott Galvin Community Center. That community center has hosted many LGBTQ events, including for the trans community, local activist organizations, including SAVE and the National LGBTQ Task Force. Galvin had a wistful note about his service as the longest LGBTQ elected official in Florida history. He said, quote, "Ironically, even though I was elected in office for so long, most of South Florida's gay community doesn't know my name." End quote. Galvin will continue as a board member of AHF and as executive director of Safe Schools. Well, first and foremost, Scott Galvin, I know your name. So, what I do want to say is it is iconic that we have a community center in South Florida named after an LGBTQ legislator. There are not a lot of places across the country, you could probably count them on a few hands, that have buildings named after LGBTQ individuals, and one of them is Scott Galvin. The events I've done there, they've hosted our LGBTQ Task Force Gala committee meetings. I've been there for Unity Coalition. I've been there for SAVE events. There has been art events. You name it, if you need a place to have something and they're available, they're going to help you do it. And we don't have enough of those in South Florida. So thank you, Scott, for your 25 years of service. Everyone I know congratulates you, and thank you for all you continue to do for the community.
I love him. I love Scott Galvin. And I know your name too, Scott, by the way, and I met Scott Galvin at this table and, have been completely forever changed by him. The reality is that he is a white guy that can go under the radar, right? He passes. He doesn't have to do everything that he does, yet he lives for it and breathes it. I've been to the Scott Galvin building for TransCon. I've been there for a Friendsgiving. I've been there for a photo shoot, right? He wants that community center to continue to serve our community, right? And he's laying down the fabric to make sure that that happens after he's gone. 25 years, folks. 25 years being a trusted servant to our community. I live in North Miami, so he's also, a servant to me and my people. And North Miami is predominantly Haitian, Black, and Brown. It's not a community where you think of LGBTQ representation and standing up for our community. It's not first on the roster, but he makes it first on the roster. He is, and now him being the ED of Safe Schools, that's so perfect, because part of me was like, okay, he's stepping down. It's been 25 years. We can't lose him. Especially now in 2025, we can't afford to lose a Scott Galvin. We can't. He's a tremendous ally in so many different ways to so many different people. And now he continues that with our most targeted, which are queer youth. So, it gets no better.
I just want to pick up on a little bit of your phrasing there in thanking him for his service. I think that we need to really start a tradition of doing that for the advocates in our community, to say thank you for your service, just like we do first responders or military. They put their asses on the line. In this case, a lot of times they're not even getting paid for that work, and God only knows where we would be as a community without them. So thank you for your service, Scott.
Amen. So that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Mark Pettitt, and let's queer up gay culture. Queer News Tonight celebrates FayWhat's birthday. Today, Queer News Tonight is celebrating special milestones. On today's show, we celebrate FayWhat's birthday. FayWhat is a legendary events host, TV and radio personality, and the face of the FayWhat show on Hotspots Happening Out, as you already know. The opening of the FayWhat show is a tribute to powerful women and a nod to Marlo Thomas's That Girl and Mary Tyler Moore. Honored as Out South Florida's Person of the Year, she's a cherished icon in the LGBTQ community of South Florida, known for her humor and heartfelt advocacy. FayWhat's unwavering commitment to amplifying queer voices and creating awareness around cancer continues to inspire. This milestone also comes with a celebration of 10 years of sobriety. Happy birthday, FayWhat. We are all so proud of you. And can I just say that there's nobody better in bed than FayWhat?
Oh, hello.
I meant the FayWhat show. What did y'all think I meant?
Look at that.
I got it. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy, for my happy birthday. Look, and there's a little doggy. Ah! I love it. Hi. That's my little Luna. Que linda. Folks, it's my birthday, man. And I couldn't, God, like, it's like, my birthday's important and I'm super happy to be able to be here and celebrate another birthday, right? But it's even more important is my 10 years of sobriety.
Exactly.
It really is. I brought my medallion with me. It's my 10-year medallion. And where I was 10 years ago and where I am today is night and day. So for anybody who is struggling or fears that they can't go on without a drink or a drug and thinks that will be their life forever, it doesn't have to be, right? Suffering is optional. Understand that. And there is help for you. And again, if I can do it, I know it sounds like a cliche, but if I can do it, then you can do it because you don't understand the mess that I was. Now I'm a mess with a message, and it changes a little bit. And if I can do that, you can too. Our community, unfortunately, we lose a lot of people to drugs and alcohol all the time, and it shouldn't be something that doesn't have a stigma. We should be affected every single time we lose somebody. It's become to the point where we're just kind of like, oh, we lost another one. And it shouldn't be that way. Sobriety is important. Sobriety is attainable. And it means more to me than So us celebrating my birthday means a lot.
I think it's goes without saying that your power is in the strength that you have. Not only are you always a positive light when you're doing events, many times you're doing events in the place that could trigger you. And I always respect that about you because I realize that's not an environment that probably is has a lot of bad memories or triggers things for you. So I think it's really important to not only say like you're there because you're working, but you're not in a place where maybe that was the place you'd want to be showing up on a daily basis. And I know you've come a long way and it's really an achievement, but it's also just really special because you always show up with that kind of energy and positivity where you go. So thank you.
Jeff.
Well,
Thank
even
you.
more importantly, I've had a lot of people like we all have in the gay community who have been addicted to any number of things. There's a 12-step program for everything, it seems. But the power, when somebody is addicted, the power is internal. You're taking the power to yourself and you're beating yourself up and you're using the power against yourself. Now that you've gone through 10 years, you've got a big ass mouth. You've got a lot of ego and a lot of popularity and a lot of personality, and that's all for the positive. So now instead of beating yourself up and holding everything in, all that power inside, you're now popping out in every way, shape, and form. And it's to the benefit of the community because you aren't afraid to stand up. And that's how we all should be. We should all be unafraid. Doesn't mean we don't be smart. We know our environment. It just means we are unafraid to be who we are when we need to be that person.
Amen. Amen.
So thank you, Faye.
Thank you. And that's why I recover out loud for those that can't. There's people who can't, and I respect that. We should all respect that. There are people that can't say what they're going through. People have scars on the inside that you can't see, and they can't tell even their job that they're going through something, right? So I live out loud so others that can't don't feel that that there's no way. I never wanted to be the poster child for breast cancer. Jesus, what a downer. I never wanted to be the poster child for sobriety either. But, like Jeff said, you see me at a place where everybody's having a drink and everybody's having a great time, and I'm in the middle with my water bottle having a great time too.
Exactly.
But you're also teaching
Possible.
But you're also teaching those that are addicted and kind of shying away from life. You're teaching them the vocabulary. I've come down here to South Florida, and I'm Dora the Explorer. I cannot speak Spanish to save my soul, except to find a bathroom and get another beer. However, you're teaching people the vocabulary on how to be a better person and how to break through that horrible moment.
You're very sweet, buddy. I appreciate you.
You're an inspiration. You want to make people, including myself, want to do more and do more for the community. So thank you.
Larry, you've done like 15,000 things. Did you see your intro? Like, Jesus, there's nothing else that you haven't do aside from open up a 7-Eleven. Like, you literally have a list of a million things that you've done, from parades to PR to everything. I make cakes on my spare time. Mark, I love you too. Even though it looks like you had like a massacre on your shirt.
You have one of the most beautiful harnesses on in your photo.
Did you see that photo?
Montage up there.
Can you put that picture back up, Steve, real quick?
Are you wearing the?
Yeah, you're wearing one of the. There it is.
Bravo.
I saw it. I love that one. That's I love that one.
Oh my God, that is an incredible piece done by Links by Luke, and it was a custom-made piece for me, and I love it. And every time I wear it, everybody stops and it's like, oh my God, where did you get that? And it's just beautiful. And Luke just added the more pink and and more colors to the
breast cancer survivor one.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
So amazing. Get yours now by Links by Luke. Just saying. That is the big story. That is the big LGBTQ story for today. And there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBT story for today. I'm Larry Farver, and let's queer up trans health. Why did the LGBT chair of Equality Caucus Representatives Chris Pappas vote no on trans health care? Outrage is growing after Representative Chris Pappas, a gay Democrat from New Hampshire, supported the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA. NDAA is a military spending bill that restricts health care access for transgender children of military families. The $895.2 billion NDAA passed the House with bipartisan support, 281 to 140, but included a controversial provision barring TRICARE, the military's insurance, from covering gender-affirming care for minors. Pappas, the only queer representative in Congress to vote for the bill, is facing criticism as his vote wasn't needed for this passage. LGBTQ advocates, including co-chair Representative Mark Pettitt, chair of the Equality Caucus, have denounced the bill, calling it harmful to trans kids and military families. In defense, Pappas told the advocate, quote, "I strongly oppose the riders that Speaker Johnson included in the NDAA that would eliminate insurance coverage for military family members. I will continue to fight for full equality for all members of the LGBTQ plus community, including transgender Americans, and my record in Congress demonstrates that," end quote. The bill now moves to the Senate, where Democrats aim to strip the anti-trans provisions before it reaches President Biden, who has vowed to protect trans children. However, his stance on signing the bill with such provisions remains unclear. Well, I hope he does it soon. I mean, we're 2 weeks or so from the end of the year. Hopefully this goes through. I'm definitely a strong supporter of trans rights, and I'll do anything that I can to support our trans brothers and sisters. What does everybody
This breaks my heart.
It does.
It does. It totally breaks my heart. How is it that a military person is going to give their life and dedicate their life and their world to servicing this country, right? And fighting for this country. And then you're going to tell me that you're not going to support their trans kid by getting the gender affirming care that they so need. The AMA, the American Medical Association, the Trevor Project, I can go on and on. The data is very clear. Gender affirming care is what helps trans youth not think about committing suicide. Okay?
And this is even the therapeutic side of things that they're talking about not covering. My question is how did you strongly oppose these discriminatory riders with that statement? Like, was that seriously it? I just want to hope that our allies on the other side of the aisle have a better plan to strongly oppose.
Wait a minute. See, here's the problem. This is a really difficult situation in everybody's point of view. This bill has 400 and some odd pages where they're putting everything and anything from farm equipment to the transgender kids. The problem I'm having with this is, and I think the representative is trying to sit there and saying, look, I'm going to take my time to do the right thing. I'm just getting the dollar figure passed so that we don't have a shutdown of the United States government, so that we can dissect and we can pick and choose the language and the the additional information to dissect and surgically remove. The problem I'm having, though, is we're holding up $900 billion worth of money that needs to be going to the military and other causes over something that affects probably 100 children.
Well, I would say get prepared for these types of bills, because they're going to add legislation into bills that they know that Democrats in their seats have to vote for. The reason he had to vote for it, even though the bill didn't need it, is because when he goes to run for re-election, there's funding in there for the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, which is a $1.9 or $5 billion boon to the state of New Hampshire, a small state that does not have a lot of of, commerce and
Right.
things of that nature. If he votes against this, he's not going to be the LGBTQ representative in New Hampshire.
Right.
So I think we have to give, yes, none of us sitting at this table, including the representative, think that the part about healthcare for trans kids, but it's also not the bill to do that. And there's also a probability, again, if there's discriminatory practices in healthcare that come as a result of this bill, that they could be overturned. So he would lose by voting against it, and also the state of New Hampshire would probably come at him.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that you have to vote against the entire bill, but there are a lot of other ways to oppose it in terms of the authorship, how the bill is coming together, how you talk about the bill before it comes out to the floor, not just in a kind of post-passage advocate interview. That to me is not really strongly opposing.
Well, I mean, he has also, we have to say, has done a lot of good work for the LGBTQ community. So again, I think we're in a place where we're going to they're going to set us up for having to tear each other down by saying, oh, we're going to come at this representative because he's not, doing enough for the LGBTQ community, when we don't have enough LGBTQ legislators. We just talked about that. We don't have enough of us out there to even be representative of our population. We don't have 10 to 12% in Congress, which is what we should have if we were representative of the population. So we have to give some grace in the space of like, yes, are they going to always have the right way to do this? I don't think so. But he also stated in here there's funding for pay raises for junior service members that are on food stamps to help feed their families. So there's LGBTQ children who are getting fed from their military families are getting a pay raise. So, there's a lot of other things we have to look down the scale of saying, yes, this was not the bill for LGBTQ, but it was also not designed to be in a defense bill, but that's how they're going to, and they're going to keep doing it because now they're writing the bills. Like he could write all the bills he wants, but his bill's not going to get to be voted on.
It's not going to pass.
It's not gonna,
And this is where the allies and everybody comes together. The experienced politicians, the senior politicians know when and how to surgically pull out the different pieces and parts that mean nothing to the bill other than an opportunity for the other side to go, see, you voted against it. See, you did this. See, you did that. Yeah. Well, we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. So I'm giving the gentleman grace because he has a history and he's intelligent. Yeah. But, I'm not going to hold my breath and get all upset because
we have to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah. We're not looking at
is that what you were going to say, Larry? Is that what you were thinking?
Yes. And I think as a community, we can agree to disagree. We don't all have to necessarily be on the same page, but we can't let the right tear us apart.
Yeah, it's tough because it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, because where I sit, it's like if we all don't have freedoms and rights, then what's the point?
Well, even the headline of this story, which again, I'm, saying is that what it does is it says like there's a white male legislator that's voting against trans people, which is not really exactly what he's doing. Yeah. And I think that's where we get the division where we're saying, the gay community doesn't support the trans community when that's not the case. Yeah. It's that he had to vote to fund the military so that the entire country could be safe. That's part of it.
Yeah, and like you said, they want us to tear each other down.
And we have to remind people this is the same party, the Republican Party, who is pro-family, who's now taking rights away from families and making medical decisions for their families.
Yeah.
And not being able to feed themselves because they're on food stamps. And, Democrats kind of fail at that little reminder game. We need to do the reminder.
Yeah, more often.
So that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by viewers like you and the generous support by Visit Lauderdale. Everyone under the sun.
Those are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. These anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ+ and ally community, and we want to tell the stories of our queer community.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, FayWhat! And on behalf of these LGBTQ reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Buddy Fry, Jeff Oliverio, Mark Pettitt, and Larry Farver. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ plus world. We wish you love, generosity, bravery while being transformative and queer. Good night.
Good night.